I want to talk about managing conflict. Now, up until now, I've managed to keep the channel completely 100% free of politics. I've got to bring in a politician because she is a public figure. Probably not who you're thinking of. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the current, at this time, press secretary for the White House, is masterful, very masterful at deflecting conflict. It's unbelievable. So think about the job of the White House press secretary under Donald Trump as president. In a room full of reporters, carnivorous reporters, just salivating because they all want their supply. They all want to be the person to break the story that takes Trump down. If you ever watch, and you should, you really should for sure watch some of the footage of Sarah Huckabee handling a room full of reporters. The way she handles them is incredibly masterful. She gray rocks, she redirects, she stands her ground. She's not afraid to put them in their place, but she does it in the correct tone. She's very skilled. And one of the things that makes her skilled, there's a big difference between her and Sean Spicer. Sean Spicer would actually get agitated. And the thing about getting agitated is it is a sign of weakness. Because if you're in a back and forth dialogue and somebody is getting agitated and upset and the other one is not, then the cool, calm, collected person is the alpha. And the agitation is coming from a lower station, if you will. So one of the things that Sarah Huckabee Sanders does with incredible mastery is to go into this room of the press every day, and she is for the most part very good at keeping a level head. There's all these wonderful videos of the best of Sarah Huckabee Sanders where she'll take a jab at somebody, and it's great because the person really just deserves it. She does it. She's not disrespectful when she does it, but she puts them in their place beautifully, in my opinion. I'm going to keep my politics, my own personal beliefs and politics out of it, but suffice it to say, if you watch her footage and you see how she manages baiting questions, like these reporters, you can think of them as all narcissists because they're all trying to get supply out of her. They are all trying to hoover. They're all trying to catch her or get her to contradict herself, or they're always baiting her. They're always baiting, always looking for something, they're got your moment, where they're like, you've been hiding information, they want to have their OMG moments. There's a reporter, I believe his name is Jim Acosta, for CNN. He's one of the worst, man. This dude doesn't shut up ever, and she now just kind of sort of, he has put himself as not even I think the term's a gamma male, where he lowers his ranking in the room, his station, the amount of respect he gets is being lowered because of his never-ending just tenacity and refusal to accept an answer, to the point where Sarah Huckabee, she will say, I've already answered this question fully, we are moving on. And the guy just continues on. And she's like, Jim, I will no longer accept any questions from you. And she goes right on to the next person. And Jim will still continue to talk, and she'll be like, Jim, you need to stop being disrespectful to your colleagues. So she doesn't get drawn into the back and forth dialogue with the reporters. She doesn't get drawn into it. What she does instead is draw attention to their behavior. So when Jim's being Jim, and she says, I'm no longer going to answer your questions. I've answered this question thoroughly. I've been answering this question for days. Let's move on. Susan. And Susan will start to talk, and then there goes Jim, still going. And then Sarah Huckabee will say, Jim, you're being rude to your colleague. Please do not be rude to your fellow colleagues. We're all here. We're all reporters. You're all wanting to get your questions answered. I have answered your question. Stop wasting people's times. Other people have questions they need to be answered. And the thing, when she does that, she's actually just reinforcing it in the minds of all the other reporters that there's a bad egg in their mix, and this bad egg is now costing them their opportunities. There was a good trick when I was a teacher, and when you were in school, you probably had at least one teacher do this, where when the class is not listening and being rowdy and disruptive, what do they say? They just say, all right, fine, you know what? You all are staying 1 minute after the bell. I'm not leaving the classroom. It makes no difference to me if you are. Once you start taking away their time, or if they have like one problem student that, like little Billy in the back just can't sit still, can't keep his mouth shut, you say, okay, Billy, please be quiet. Billy, please behave. Billy, I'm not going to ask you to behave anymore. Billy's not afraid of going to the principal. Billy's not afraid of, all of the normal authoritarian threats. Then you say, okay. Then you tell the rest of the class, okay, class, I'm going to need y'all's help. If Billy can't behave himself and follow the rules, same as the rest of y'all, then the whole class is going to stay a minute. So you guys need to know that Billy's behavior is about to start costing y'all your time in the hall with your friends. And that'll usually do it. That's a form of triangulation. And that's what narcissists like to use against you and your friends and mythical people who they don't ever name. But in any case, trying to stay on subject here, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, watch her videos, because I think right now it's a very, very valuable moment in history where we have a very what do you call it? A very skilled conflict manager. Sean Spicer couldn't do it. Sean Spicer would lose his shit all the time. And once he started getting mad and losing his shit, Saturday Night Live just started ripping on him. Right? Saturday Night Live has been doing sketches about Sarah Huckabee Sanders, but they've all been, all they can do is just poke fun of the fact that she's confident. There's a video Saturday Night Live where it was her singing the Demi Lovato version of What's Wrong with Being Confident. I mean, that's really all they got. They got to do something about her, so let's just, what's wrong with being confident? That's all they got. Because she never loses her cool. And she kills conflicts very efficiently. And we have a very what's the word I'm looking for the president? Controversial. We've had a very controversial person in the White House for a year and a half. Probably one of the most controversial presidents that we've ever elected. And with that high level of controversy, just the fact that she's able to get out in front of people every day and manage all of the dialogue around controversy and beautifully redirect, beautifully shut down, Gray Rock, and all of her conflict management techniques really shine. And it doesn't matter if you love her or hate her or just think she's okay. You have to give credit where it's due. She is very skilled at it. She's not 100% perfect at it, but she's still very, very skilled, and you can learn a lot from watching her. So I would highly encourage you to check it out. Just get on YouTube, look up Sarah Huckabee Sanders, or the best of Sarah Huckabee Sanders, or top moments, or unforgettable moments, all that stuff. And you'll see it doesn't matter what comes at her, she's like Teflon. She keeps her cool, and she puts people in her place. And she does it because she doesn't lose her cool. And she just points out, she just says, I think that's more of a reflection on so-and-so than it is me. I'm here to do my job. I love my job. I come here, I show up to work ready to do my job, and my job is to communicate with people who may or may not have, you know, the most pleasant topics to talk about, but the news is the news. You know, somebody else's behavior somebody else's statements do not reflect upon me. Somebody else's behavior does not reflect upon me. You'd have to go to them. You need to talk to them about that. So, thank you very much. Please like, comment, or share, and I'll see you on the next video.